If you landed on this video, you are probably considering a move to Holly Springs, North Carolina, and you're probably wondering about the schools, the recreation, and what type of neighborhood you can live in Holly Springs. Well, I'm Gretchen Coley, founder of the Coley Group. I run the #1 Compass team in the entire Triangle, and lucky for you, I am a resident of Holly Springs for the last 23 years. That's right, I have raised my children in this gorgeous town, and I'm excited to share all the details with you. So we get calls, texts, and emails every day from people just like you who are wondering how to navigate moving to Raleigh, to the suburbs of Raleigh like Holly Springs, or from one to another. And we love to help guide this process. So whether you're looking to make a move in the next 12 days or next 12 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, or you can schedule a Zoom right here, and we would love to help you navigate a tricky process in this crazy real estate market that we're in. So before we get started, we're going to actually jump into the map here, but I did want to highlight that Holly Springs has accolades galore. It's known as one of the safest cities to live in, one of the best places to raise a family, and it's got so much job growth. We're going to talk about it all. And if you have other questions on Holly Springs, you can see a pros and cons video right here. So let's get to it. Let's jump right into the map. So as you can see, I've got Holly Springs highlighted right here. It is a large land mass. So what you'll see is there are little juts that come out all over the east side and out west that really show the growth that Holly Springs has had. I'm going to zoom out and show you where Holly Springs is in relation to Raleigh. You can see that on this map. And you know what most people want to know is how long does it take to get to Raleigh and what ways can you get into Raleigh? So I want to start by covering that. Number one, you can get from Holly Springs to Raleigh in about 25 minutes, sometimes 35 minutes depending. So if we start here and we go up Highway 55, which is one of the major arteries that comes through Holly Springs, you'll pick that up here and come up, and then you're going to go up into Highway 64, which will put you on 440. And depending on which way you want to go on 440, it's going to either take you around the south or around the west. So I am going to just pan out a little bit and show you in relation to Raleigh where Holly Springs is, because it is one of the most well-known suburbs in all of Raleigh, and one of by far the most in demand. So you can see Holly Springs is here, Raleigh is right here, and if we go and look up how far it is to get from Holly Springs to Raleigh, there's several routes that we can take. You can see this one in dark blue, which takes you up Highway 55, Highway 64, and then takes you around the southern part of the inner belt line, which is Highway 440. This will get you into Raleigh in about 26 minutes. You can also take this southern route. Depending on where you live in Holly Springs is really going to depend on how you get into Raleigh. This second route will take you via Holly Springs Road all the way up into Raleigh, into the south side of Raleigh, which will take you about 33 minutes. And that's only because it's a 2-lane road right now, Holly Springs Road. It's actually turning into a 4-lane road because the outer belt is going to connect, and we're going to talk about that next. So we've talked about the southern routes into Raleigh. Let's talk about the northern route. That's going to start right here. This is Highway 540. This is what we call the outer belt. And this is going to take you all the way around Raleigh, up through Cary, Morrisville, and all the way into North Raleigh itself. There's several different thoroughfares that can put you into Raleigh, and those run from Highway 40 all the way in just like that. You could take Highway 70 if you are working in North Raleigh. You could take Highway 50. You could also take 401, just really depending on where you are. 540 is going to give you the fastest access because this portion of 540 from Holly Springs all the way up to about Morrisville is a toll road. And toll roads here just don't get a lot of play. There's rarely any traffic on this portion of 540. So if I need to get to this side of town, I always take 540. So now let's talk about getting from Holly Springs right here all the way up to Research Triangle Park, which is right here. Research Triangle Park is by far the largest employment area in the triangle. So it's usually one of those questions that people want to know is, how do I get there? So you're going to take 540 all the way up. You'll be able to pop off 540 and you will be right inside Research Triangle Park. So let's see, it will take you about 30 minutes or less to get from Holly Springs to Research Triangle Park. Other folks are working in Cary, and getting from Holly Springs to Cary is a pretty easy, there's lots of easy corridors and pathways to do that. The best one that I use a lot, and it also depends on your time of day and travel, is taking Highway 55 up to Highway 64. And then getting on 40 and going into Cary this way. There's also a number of other thoroughfares right here that you can use to jump into Cary, and there's actually different parts of Cary, which we're going to talk about in another video, but really depending on where you want to go is going to depend on the path that you take to get there. You also can take Highway 55 up. You can also take this to get to RTP if you want as well. So this will put you on the west side of Cary. And then you can also take 540, which will also put you out on the west side of Cary. So you've got several different routes to get to Research Triangle Park. Another question that I get a lot is about the airport. So getting to the airport is super easy, and you can take a lot of those routes that I just shared with you. But my favorite route to take is 540. Again, I don't mind paying the tolls because I would much rather pay a toll than drive through crazy traffic. So I hop on 540 right here, pop in. You can get into the airport from the north side when you use 540. If you're coming in on the second route that I'm going to share, it's going to put you in on the south side of the airport. So let's try that way. Let's take 40. Now, the only time I take this route from Holly Springs is when I know that there's no traffic. So I would go up 55, up 64, pick up 40 right here, and then continue on 40 all the way up into the south side of the airport. So again, it just depends on the time of day. Now, traffic in Holly Springs is a little wild right now. I'm not gonna tell you that it's not. Depending on the times of day that you travel, your traffic patterns are going to be a little bit different based on your travel time. So for example, I've driven my children into Raleigh pretty much every day since my sophomore in college. He's at NC State, go Pack. It was in kindergarten. And if I leave my house at 10 minutes till 7, I can make it to Raleigh to the North Hills area in 23 minutes. And that North Hills area is right here. So I can make it all the way from Holly Springs, coming up the ways we just shown, getting on 440 and hitting North Hills in 22 to 23 minutes. If I left at 7:05, it might take me 45 minutes. And I will tell you, there is a ton of construction going on right here on 440 on that inner belt line. There's concrete pylons up pretty much the entire way. It's down to 2 lanes. They are making it 4 lanes, but the infrastructure just isn't there yet. So if there's an accident, and there's always accidents when it's raining here because nobody can drive when it rains or when it snows in Raleigh. So you got to plan for a little extra time. Now, if you are trying to get into downtown Raleigh, this is going to be one of your routes, or this southern route, both of which have construction. So just making sure that you're planning. The southern route, which is right here, definitely has a little bit better traffic times. You can get into downtown a little better. And this part of Raleigh, which is right here, is the downtown where most people are working. That's where all the skyscrapers are. It's where Wells Fargo is. Lots of banking. There's tons of industry down here. Fayetteville Street and all of the government buildings and such are on this side of town. So if you're going anywhere there, you're going to be taking that southern route. Now, if you want to go from Holly Springs to Durham, which a lot of people ask about, that's about a 30-minute drive. You can see the fastest route here. There's a number of other routes, but this is going to put you there the quickest. And if you want to get to Chapel Hill, North Carolina, It's going to take you several different routes, and you're going to see the fastest is 39 minutes. There's a 40-minute route that might help you cut some traffic and some distance, and then there's a 42-minute route. I would recommend this route when it's high traffic times, and then this route when it's not. Now, it really just depends on where you're going in Chapel Hill, but for the most part, it's going to be between 39 and 43 minutes. As you can see, there is a lot going on in Holly Springs. Now, something I want to point out is all of this green area. There's a lot of green area on this map, which is showing that there's the possibility for expansion. There are always new neighborhoods being announced, new residences being announced, and new businesses coming to town. So as we look into the map a little bit, I want to just go over a few places that are really important to Holly Springs. One of the top places I think that is really important to Holly Springs is the Holly Springs Business Park, which is this entire area. And you can see that there are some really cool companies coming here. You can see Securus is here. Fuji Films is actually under construction here. This is going to be one of the largest biotech companies and biotech employers for life sciences in the entire triangle. They're spending $2 billion and they are hiring 3,000 people for incredible jobs. The actual Prime Minister of Japan was just actually at the Umstead. I was there having lunch and I actually saw him when they did the groundbreaking ceremony for this building. So it is underway. It's going to be a huge employer. There's also a company called Amgen. Amgen is one of the leading biotech companies in the world. It broke ground on its facility in Holly Springs in 2022, and it's going to be building a $550 million manufacturing company. And it's going to go in this area as well, which is just going to be great for Holly Springs. So if you're thinking about investing, I personally think Holly Springs is an incredible place for investment, and you're going to hear why as we talk about some more of the pieces of Holly Springs that are really important to you. The next thing to share in Holly Springs is the number of neighborhoods, and really, really nice neighborhoods in Holly Springs. You can see that Holly Springs has neighborhoods all throughout it if you're looking at this map. This is a hugely important thing when it comes to quality of life in Holly Springs. And I want to just pop into MLS and show you exactly what is happening in Holly Springs. So you can see here, I pulled just any house on the market with a Holly Springs address. So we have 83 homes on the market, which is not a lot. This is a low inventory area. You've got condos in Sunset Ridge from about $235,000 all the way to $1.8 million. That's not in a subdivision, but you've got some higher end subdivisions like 12 Oaks, Sunset Ridge, Addison Pond, Lockridge. Those are some places in Holly Springs that you're going to get higher end, more luxury style homes. And you can see that price ranges are going up to about 1.8. So if we go into our data, you will see that Holly Springs median home price is $645,000. And you can see from other videos that I've done that $645,000 is a really high median home price for this market, and a few factors contribute to that. Now in Holly Springs, I would say the factors that are contributing to this high median sales price are quality of life, safety. Holly Springs is a massive draw for families. Their Parks and Recs department are phenomenal. Highway 540 opening has really unleashed the floodgates into Holly Springs. Not only has it brought all of its traffic, but it's also brought lots of businesses, lots of stores, lots of great restaurants, places for us to shop. So the quality of life is fantastic. Raising my 3 children here, I can tell you that I could get from Raleigh to Holly Springs and I could never leave Holly Springs again in the afternoon. I could do all of the things that my children needed to do, whether it was gymnastics, soccer, baseball, you name it. I could do all of those things right within about an 8-minute drive from my house. And I will tell you, when it comes to quality of life for me, traffic, drive times is a huge piece of that. And because I was already driving into Raleigh, I really wanted to make sure that I was living in a place that had everything I needed, and Holly Springs really, really does. So a couple of other things that I want to just point out is if we go into the schools. The schools are a huge draw when it comes to Holly Springs. They are known for being some of the best, and Holly Springs is still, people know about Holly Springs, but people don't really know about Holly Springs. For example, my husband developed Sunset Ridge, and when he started developing Sunset Ridge in 1991, there were only 900 residents in Holly Springs. Fast forward that to 2000, there were 10,000 residents. Now, 2024, we are closer to 50,000 residents and still have room to grow. Over the next 10 to 15 years, I think Holly Springs is going to double again, and we're going to be closer to the 80,000 to 90,000 residents, which just shows you what a quality place it is. And the distance to Raleigh makes it a super incredible location for you to live in. So when it comes to schools, you can see that our overall schools are rated A+, which is huge. We've got incredible public schools, some great private school options, and it's an absolute great place to raise a family. And normally when you're looking to move to a suburb, schools are one of the number one things that you're looking at, so we've got you covered here in Holly Springs. Now that we've talked about median sales price, let's talk about some of the best neighborhoods in Holly Springs to live. I'm going to start with my favorites because it's my video, so I get to do them in any order that I want to do them in. So it's the beauty of doing this. My favorite is Sunset Ridge. So here we are in Sunset Ridge. Now, Sunset Ridge is an incredible neighborhood because of its proximity in Holly Springs. It's not too far east. It's not too far west. It is right in the middle, which I absolutely love. There are several components to Holly Springs, and it started being developed in 1991, and it ended around 2009, 2010. There's over 1,500 families that live there. They have condos, townhomes, and a lot of single family. You'll see that they're bordered by Sunset Lake on the south side and the east side. And Devil's Ridge Golf Club is right here. And Devil's Ridge is an 18-hole course that was designed by John LaFoy. And they have a great clubhouse, lots of golf clinics going on, a great restaurant. They do wing night every Thursday. Just a great place to go hang out right in the neighborhood. The other thing I love about Sunset Ridge is the Sunset Clubs, which are 4 different pools. They have 6 tennis courts, pickleball courts, activities galore. They do summer camps for the kids. All of that stuff is going on right in the neighborhood. And the great thing about it is you don't have to be a member. You don't have to be a member if you don't want to. So your club fees are not included in your homeowner's dues, which is a great thing. The next neighborhood that I like is Sunset Oaks. And I actually sold in this neighborhood for 9 years. Sunset Oaks is a little more east. It's off of Optimus Farm Road. So you can see right here, this is Sunset Lake Road. So this is Holly Springs Road and Sunset Lake Road. So you pop right down here on Optimus Farm. You're in Sunset Oaks. It's over 450 homes, all single family, gorgeous craftsman style, all the way up to fully custom brick homes. Now, the other thing that I like about this area is that there is a interchange coming for the outer belt. So remember, we talked a little bit about the traffic in Holly Springs and how that plays into effect. Everything that you're seeing from Highway 540 all the way up to Kildare Farm Road, which is right here, is being widened, and they're widening some of this beyond. I think they're going all the way past 1010. I don't exactly know that part of town because I don't really drive on this part as much as I drive on this part. So Kildare Farm Road, there will be an interchange here for 540, so you'll be able to get onto 540 here, and you'll be able to get onto 540 here, making this little pocket of Holly Springs the pristine pocket of Holly Springs. And then this road is being widened to a 4-lane road, so some of that congestion that we're seeing right now is going to go away. And when it comes to other neighborhoods in Holly Springs, Wood Creek is another large one. It's in this same vicinity, and you can see it highlighted here. So we were just right here at Holly Springs Road and Sunset Lake Road. So Wood Creek is going to come right up Sunset Lake Road. Highway 540 is actually going to cut through the middle of it, which is probably a downside to the neighborhood. But if you're living over here in these sections, I think you should be fine. One of my other favorite neighborhoods is 12 Oaks in Holly Springs. Now, 12 Oaks is a newer neighborhood, started being developed in 2008, was given back to the bank, as many neighborhoods were in the recession, and it has come out swinging since about 2015. There are custom homes in this neighborhood, anything from townhouses, condos, single family on small lots to estate homes, you name it. Your prices are going to go up to about 1.7 in 12 Oaks. It's one of the nicer neighborhoods in Holly Springs. 12 Oaks is surrounded by the 12 Oaks Club, and the 12 Oaks Club is probably one of the most beautiful clubs in Holly Springs. It's an old colonial style clubhouse. They have tons of social events, tons of things going on. There's 2 pools, great golf course, there's tennis courts, pickleball, you name it. 12 Oaks has got it going on. Now, if you're going to live in 12 Oaks, you have to have a golf cart, because everybody in this neighborhood drives golf carts around. They decorate them on the 4th of July. They decorate them at Halloween. You're going to be asked to decorate your golf cart a lot if you live here, and you're going to love the life that you get to live in 12 Oaks. There's even a community garden. So if you're not into all that athletic stuff and you just want to plant some things, the community garden is fabulous. There's also a lake that you can fish in, which just adds to it. And 12 Oaks is on the west side of Holly Springs. As you can see, this is Holly Springs proper, I'll call it, which is in downtown. And then 12 Oaks comes out into the west side. So it's going to come down Holly Springs Road. You're going to pass the Target Shopping Center and you're going to hit 12 Oaks. And then Addison Pond is another neighborhood I like, and it's just down the street from 12 Oaks. So Addison Pond is right here. So the reasons that I like these neighborhoods are because there are several schools right here on this road. One is called Oakview Elementary, and there's a private school called Thales Academy that's right here. Makes it super easy to get to. And then this is the Holly Springs Business Park right here. So if you're working in the business park, living in 12 Oaks, your commute is like 3 minutes flat, and it gives you easy access to Highway 540, which is right here. You just can't go wrong in this neighborhood. There's some other neighborhoods that I like. Holly Glen is one of them, Braxton Village. These are both older neighborhoods that are going to have older homes. You're probably going to need to do some renovations if they haven't done any, but gives you a great place to know that there are neighborhoods that run all the way around Holly Springs. So let's talk about downtown Holly Springs. Downtown Holly Springs is a newer downtown. It's not like those in Apex or Cary that were these older, beautiful downtowns. Holly Springs downtown had to really be created in the time that I lived here. When I moved to Holly Springs, the police station was in like a house built in the 1800s, and that was in 2003. So it has come a long way. We have lots going on down there, and Holly Springs is very proud to have a succinctly curated downtown. Now, what does that mean? People use that word a lot. It means that all of the facades of the buildings are being built to look older, to look like an older downtown, and they're specifically curating the types of businesses that go in there. So the first building that was built in downtown is right here, and there's a couple of really great restaurants, including Asha, which is sushi and Thai. There's a burger place right here on the end. And then there's another building called the Block on Main that is going right here. It's actually just been completed. It's got Mama Mia's Pizza in it. It's got a little Vietnamese sandwich shop. It's got your nail salon, hair salon, yoga studio, so many great places. And you've got a lot of businesses in downtown Holly Springs right now. I would consider downtown Holly Springs from Holly Springs Road all the way down to past Elm Avenue. It's going to actually go into the Village District. Let me get a better map here. I would consider downtown Holly Springs running from Holly Springs Road all the way down to, sorry, I'm a little shaky, all the way down to Highway 55. This is called Parkside Village, and it is a massive part of the future of downtown Holly Springs. So in downtown, you're going to have a couple of great restaurants. There's a little pimento tea room right here. There's some ice cream shop, so many things to do. But downtown has just gotten approval to undergo a major upfit. Over the next 10 to 15 years, the residents voted and gave feedback, and the town council approved this plan to really make Holly Springs downtown vital and make it somewhere that is totally walkable from all the neighborhoods around Holly Springs, which is huge. A couple of things that are really important to the people of Holly Springs is having connectivity from all these neighborhoods that you can see here, making sure that these can connect via greenways, sidewalks, walking trails, all of that. This would make downtown Holly Springs really phenomenal. And a huge piece is connecting this Main Street Square and the village into downtown Holly Springs. So there's lots of townhouses right here. There's a great retail area, really cute coffee shops, and then you've got the Walmart shopping center over here with Harris Teeter, Chick-fil-A, Tropical Smoothie. All of those things are right in this area that you're gonna want, need, and love. And these are gonna feed into downtown. So a couple things that are important to Holly Springs are the walkability, greenways, sidewalks. All of that is going to help connect. And then having a festival street. And you know, I love a festival street. I didn't know I loved it until I understood exactly what it was. A festival street is a street that you can close off from traffic so that you can have festivals, so that you can do art shows and farmers markets and all of that stuff, which we used to do right here on Main Street on Saturday mornings, which causes a problem in downtown Holly Springs. So the festival street will be Avent Ferry, which is a fantastic street for this because it runs parallel to Main Street. The Cultural Center for Holly Springs is here. So you'll have so many things to do. They'll be great. I could see us doing, you know, things like Apex does, like Pink City Pig Fest, and you know, our Holly Springs Christmas Parade, and the farmers market, and a shoppers market, which is something that could be open more than just one day a week, where people could come and shop, and you could take part in local businesses, local produce. All of that stuff I think is really important. And those are big pieces of what is important to the town in building out downtown Holly Springs. So when it comes to one of the things that I love most about living in Holly Springs, and why I think most people are moving to Holly Springs, is because Holly Springs has it going on when it comes to their parks and recreation department and their amenities. So there's so many things that you can do within just a few minutes of your house when you live in Holly Springs. It is hard to beat that from a lifestyle perspective. So one of my favorite places is Ting Park and Ting Stadium. Now you'll see it right here. There's a huge baseball complex that has a minor league team called the Salamanders. They play during the summers. It's a fantastic place. The Wake FC Soccer Club plays on a massive turfed field. I don't know if they can get 6 or 8 games at a time going on this field, but it is massive. It's turf. It's fabulous. You can play rain or shine. They also have tennis courts, pickleball courts, and they have an entire walkable greenway that goes around this entire facility. So you can see a little bit of the greenway here. Where there's not greenway, there's sidewalks, so you can make a loop. Now, when the town announced that they were going to spend $4 million about 10 years ago building this facility, my husband and I thought that they had lost their mind, even though we could ride our bikes to it. Hands down, one of the best decisions that Holly Springs has ever made. And I'll tell you, anytime you drive through Sportsman's Way, which connects Main Street to 55 and helps you get on 540, there are people walking all around this facility. It is packed. There's a great playground. It's just a great place to spend a day. The other place that I like a lot is Womble Park. Womble Park was where I took my children to when they were little. It's right down, you go through downtown and you jump on Pine Street and you get on Stinson, and there is a huge turfed soccer field here. This is where my kids did all their Saturday and Sunday soccer, where, you know, they're not really playing, they're just playing. And it was so much fun. There's tennis courts here as well. There's a playground. There's a nice little lake and a little amphitheater right here. kids of all ages can enjoy it. And again, you've got the Womble Park Greenway that runs all the way around. So while your kids are playing, you can actually get some exercise. I'm all about double timing it. And then there's also baseball fields back here. So t-ball, baseball, softball, all of that stuff can be played back here, which, this was the oldest park in Holly Springs and really one of the ones that I used a lot with my children. The next park is Suggs Park, and Suggs Park in Holly Springs or Suggs Farm in Holly Springs is just a great farm. It's where we do a lot of festivals. It backs up to Bass Lake, which is a huge recreation area. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But Suggs Farm is where we just went and watched the July 4th fireworks. And they are actually on July 5th, but nonetheless, they do fireworks. They do all kinds of carnivals. Dog Days in the Park is here for all of those who love dogs. And then you have Bass Lake Park. Bass Lake Park is a beautiful park surrounding Bass Lake. There's a greenway that runs all the way around it. They have a beautiful little nature center that has some snakes, some fish, some animals that you might see, tortoises, turtles, all of those things inside for your kids to look at. They actually sell popsicles, and they have a massive porch. You can sit in rocking chairs and hang out, but you can also rent canoes. You can fish, and you can fish from the bank. So my kids loved going here when I was little because I had a little fisherman who really just loved it. And the next is Jones Park. And Jones Park is one of my favorite parks because I could ride on the greenway from my house. So I live, as I said, in Sunset Ridge. I live right around here. And I could take the sidewalks and the greenway system, which runs around Veterans Park, all the way to Jones Park. And Jones Park has a phenomenal playground. It's got some baseball fields. The playground is second to none. They have a little kids playground and a big kids playground. Just lots of fun. There's a disc golf that goes all the way around this. And we could ride our bikes or our golf cart, and it was so easy, and most of the trails were shaded. And the last I want to point out is Mims Park, which is going to be a newer area for Holly Springs. This is a part of the whole downtown plan. You can see that this is downtown right here. And Mims Park is a huge piece to Holly Springs' future. The town is looking to do so much cool stuff here. There's an old house that was done in the 1800s called the Mims House, where people do weddings and venues. The cultural center is right here, which also has the library and the performing arts center. It's just a fantastic area, which will have greenways, all kinds of other things for residents to enjoy right here in Holly Springs. And the last thing I want to point out is the Hunt Center. The Hunt Center is a community center in Holly Springs that is really cool because it's got an entire gym there, so you can be a member and you can go to the gym, or you can not be a member and use the indoor walking track on the second floor, which is fantastic. They also have foosball tables, and they have a basketball court. So if your kids play basketball, that's usually where they play basketball when they play with the Parks and Rec. And one last note on the Parks and Rec department, and I'm going to flip up some information on the Parks and Rec department. Again, second to none. They have programming for kids ages 3 to 90, from the arts, the visual arts, the performing arts. Anything you want to learn about, you can probably learn about in the Holly Springs Parks and Rec department. And then they have all the athletics that go along with that. So that was a lot. I hope that this video has given you some insight on why Holly Springs is so amazing and why so many people are moving there to raise their families and to really, really enjoy their life in a convenient location. Holly Springs has so many attributes, from great schools, Parks and Recs department, to new facilities, and to all the box stores which you need for your everyday life, all right here. So if you're thinking about making a move to Holly Springs, whether it's in the next 12 days or 12 months, I want to assist you in helping to ensure that you make the right decision for you and your family. Just give us a call, text, or email. All of our details are below. Or you can go ahead and go right here and schedule a Zoom meeting with us, and we will help walk you through the entire process, get you acclimated to Holly Springs, and help you find the perfect home for your family. So we look forward to hearing from you, and if you have any questions questions or comments about what it's like to live in Holly Springs, just go right down below in the comments. Leave us a comment. We would love to answer that and have a conversation with you. And if you found this information valuable, please feel free to click like and subscribe. We would love to make sure you're notified every time there is a new video about Holly Springs. And for future videos, you can check right here and learn all about Holly Springs. We'll see you in Holly Springs.